Good afternoon, families. It is Friday, December 1st, 2023, and I'm coming to you with our Robot Roundup vlog for the week. So we'll get right into our top two. Report cards are going to be ready to view on Infinite Campus this next Thursday, December 7th. So that's why today we didn't have any school. So when you're ready to see those report cards next Thursday, just log into Infinite Campus in your account and you'll be able to take a look. Second of all, we got some no school stuff coming up. We have no school in the following days. Winter break starts on Monday, December 25th, and runs through Monday, January 1st, with school resuming on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, so like next year. So, for the most part, a pretty tame December and days off. That said, we've got lots of different holidays coming up, which we'll be talking about as the class moves into the month of December, but let's get into our vlog points for the week. This week in phonics, we introduced the letters O, L, and R. We added the high-frequency words you and he to our word ring, and we continue to read 2- and 3-word phrases and even 4- and 5-word sentences this week, which is pretty exciting. We actually ended up also talking about ending punctuation, such as period, question mark, and exclamation marks, and discussed how those inform a reader how a sentence should be read with expression as opposed to just kind of boring and bland. In reading, we've been using this whisper phone here that we have in the classroom to help hear the sounds that we say as we decode letters and sounds from a book. Now, when you're reading at home, you can ask your student if they see any words that they recognize, because that's always important, but you can also ask them to sound out small 3-letter words like cat or hop or not. The best thing you can always ask is, can you read this word? And then watch as they use their finger underneath the letter to say their sounds and sound it out, and then try blending it all together. They're not going to always do it right, and that's okay. What's important is that you practice, you get in those habits, and you do your best. In writing, we've been working on drawing pictures for stories that we want to share. Then we looked at something called a 3-page book, which uses a beginning, a middle, and an end structure to write more complex stories. The one right here behind me is one that I wrote a very long time ago with some students that are now in 6th grade. And it starts out with an elephant who eats peanuts, and she eats too many peanuts. And then, when we turn our page to the next page, we discover that what happens next is not what you think. The elephant floats up into the sky, and all the other animals watch her go. Now, we haven't read the end of this story because I want the students to finish writing their first 3-page book before I'm going to read the end of this story. So hopefully, once that happens, you'll know exactly what happened to the elephant that ate too many peanuts and then floated up into the sky. In math, we started Module 2 of our math curriculum called 2- and 3-dimensional shapes. We began investigating 2D shapes, flat shapes, triangles, hexagons, those are 6-sided shapes, circles, rectangles, and squares. And this is an important note here because squares, if you don't know, are actually rectangles. They're called perfect rectangles. And as we were talking about in the classroom, I had one student specifically ask, "Are you going to talk about this in your video?" And yes, I am. So, just so you know, when they tell you that squares are rectangles, they're right. They're perfect rectangles. Rectangles that have all 4 sides the exact same length. So there you go. Last but not least is a quick little bit of a vlog. We finished our chapter book, The Mouse and the Motorcycle by Beverly Cleary. I'm not going to spoil the ending for you, of course, but there were some pretty big twists and turns where Ralph even got caught underneath a glass from some teachers in the hotel. He got locked outside of the hotel on the 2nd floor window and had to find courage and perseverance to help the boy, Keith, when he ended up getting a fever and fell sick. Well, we had a really good time and we really loved the book, and so by celebrating it, we got to watch a 1986 after-school special of The Mouse and the Motorcycle. It follows the book very closely, so if you're curious and you want to enjoy that with your student, just hop onto YouTube, and I will have the link in the description below, but it's pretty awesome. So I hope you're having a fantastic longer weekend. I hope it's not too crazy and cold outside, but please make sure that we are dressing appropriately and sending all the right things: snow pants, boots, scarves, hats, gloves, because those are really important. Second of all, make sure your student knows the difference between snacks and a cold lunch. We're having some confusion, perhaps, of students who think they don't have lunch and just a bunch of snacks, or students who have snacks that they don't want and are asking for snacks here in the classroom as part of our extras I don't have or I forgot. So just talk to your student a little bit about that, because it's kind of important, because the snacks that we keep here are really for extras and emergencies, not because, well, I like that more than what someone sent for me at home. Because I told the students, and I will say this again, if you're sending them with 2 snacks a day, I don't want them to say, well, Mr. Dittl gave me a different snack, because then I'm choosing a snack over what you are sending because it's what you want your student to eat. So please make sure you talk with your students about that. Send something that they will eat and that they know where it is in their backpack. That's really appreciated. But otherwise, we had a great week. We got a little bit of December coming up. So I hope you're having a fantastic weekend, and I will see you next week. All right, bye.